Hello everyone, this is Dandy Dragon coming to you with another AoE4 community tournament. Now we will be going into the preliminary lobby where we will have Arena, RPG Zombie, Throwmac, Prime, Ham Sandwich, Trips and Blips, Quill, and Shane. Now probably the two most experienced players in this lobby is Prime on Japan and Quill on Abbasid. Both are high level players, high level conk. I believe Prime has, he's reached top 300, top 200 before in the AoE4 leaderboard, so he definitely knows how to party. Same with Quill. They've competed, I believe, for the most wins in the community tournament, so both are heavy hitters. But everyone else is experienced with FFAs to some degree, so it shouldn't just be a wash. Oh, this is interesting. We see Trips and Blips is going for the Chamber of Commerce, which will give her some early eco advantage. There is neutral markets here in each corner. Neutral markets, for those who do not know, give a increase in trade amount compared to a dead player's market or a dock or something of that nature. Now let's take a look what everyone's doing. We have Throwmac here on HRE, who is going, or not, is it HRE? Yep, HRE. He does not have a prelate in here. That is a interesting choice. This prelate needs to get into the, oh, he got one from the TC in there. Good. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Getting his wheelbarrow upgrade and getting on wood. Now, generally, the strategy with with HRE and Order the Dragon and FFAs is to go for a fast castle. That does not seem to be the choice here, seeing as how he has got a lot of bills on wood. His neighbors are Quill and Shane here. So Quill could very well come for him, but it seems like Quill is going for a heavy boom build here, going triple TC. With which wing did he go for? He went economy. So his TCs are cheaper to make by, I believe, 30%, 35, 25, somewhere in that range. Meaning he can get out 2 TCs for basically the price of 1, or 3. I think it's 3 for the price of 2. But either way, cheaper, and their bills are cheaper, so he can get that going pretty well. Oh, we're seeing double barracks coming up. This is usually a sign of some early aggression, but I do not see any production coming out of those yet. Meanwhile, the Shane as the Zushi player, he is new to me, or at least newer to me, or it's been a while since I've seen him play, as I don't recognize the name right off the back. And he's already got wheelbarrow, he's got meditation gardens, giving him a decent number. Getting about 80, anywhere between 80 and 125 is considered pretty decent or standard. If you can get above that, you're pretty dang lucky. Now, he is going, it seems, for, looks like he's just going to try to get the castle here. Maybe trying to get some relics. Maybe he's attempting to do a, I wouldn't know, not 2 TC. He doesn't have anything on stone. Yep, so probably just trying to get the castle here. That's a pretty standard thing for Zushi. Now over here we have Arena, who is the host for today's tournament. He is also a avid Japanese lover for in terms of civs. And he is decided to go for the 2 TC with the upgraded TC into Daimyo Manor, which does give a gather rates bonus for nearby farms, I believe. And let's see, he's going, what is he going for here military-wise? Is he getting anything in production, or is that just in case? Well, I don't see any military coming out right away, so he may just be getting that up to set up for later. Or, hold on. He is upgrading his samurai. He may be deciding to go for a late feudal, early castle push on one of his neighbors, and then secure himself a corner. Or just, maybe he's just preparing for the inevitable aggression. We are seeing Trips get some light trade in. She has a couple spears for defense, though they seem to be going after the wolf. That's harassing her traders there. It's not uncommon to go Chamber of Commerce and FFAs compared to School of Cav. due to that early eco bonus, because even if you're getting 15, 20, 30, it's basically free money, free real estate, boys. Now over here, we see Prime is already getting attacked by RPG Zombie. He went for a fast castle build, it looks like, and he is going for an archery range against these Onobugeshas. This is interesting. This is bad for Prime. You do not want to be getting all in to this extent already without any military of your own. And it's going to be hard to defend as he doesn't even have the upgraded TC. So we will see what he goes for here. But like I said, he is an experienced player, so I'm sure he will figure out something for this. Oh, he went for an early dock and there's no water for some reason. That sucks. That's going to slow you down. That may be part of the issue that he is dealing with right now. Oh, he's loose. Oh, yep, he needs to get that guy out of here as fast as possible if he can. But can he get him? Yep, put away. Yep. Now this is not a bad choice. You go Onimushas, a cav archer. It's technically a crossbowman, I believe, and that will allow him to kind of scoot and shoot this attack force and hopefully whittle it down. His opponent looks like they are still in feudal, so if he can brush off this attack with good micro and good decision making, then this aggression is not going to pay off. It may just be hindering them both. Yep, and you see the Onimushas have already begun their harass, which if he continues to just do this back and forth, and there's no like siege like rams coming out here to really push in the base, then this whole aggro is going to get wiped. And he's going to lose a bill for his trouble as well. That is not the situation you want to be in if you are RPG Zombie. Now let's look at his other neighbor, Ham Sandwich, an experienced Roost player. He seems to be going for relics right now, I would guess, due to already having a warrior monk and the monastery for it. He went to the Kremlin for defense, always a safe bet. We see 2 TC, which is pretty standard for Roost, and honestly, there's only 4 people and castles, so I'm not sure how many of them are actually going to be competing for relics here. Oh, we do see a 2CC opener from Thromac. That's not a bad decision. HR reveals are some of the best in the game, and they can put in some serious work. Now we're seeing the Onimusha seems to have dealt with the aggression from his opponent, and he's going to go return the favor. Prime is not someone you want to take lightly. If you're going to go for him, you better be ready to go all in. And he's already gone for a second PC to make up for the eco loss there, and from being slowed down as well. And we see Quill has decided he's probably going to be going for some relics here, but it looks like it was already grabbed by Thromac, which, hey, if you get it, you get it. Though he is going to struggle against a triple TC economy from Abbasid. Abbasid is one of the few civs in the game that can compete with the HRE economy. But we are seeing some early wood walls. These are not wood walls, stone walls. And that will, good for Thromac. If he can secure his border, then, you know, more power to him. We are seeing RPG he is suffering here. He's got the Onimusha in his base. Though they don't seem to be doing a whole lot. They could be running around, picking off bills. Excuse me. I think I'm having some sinus issues. So I get for going outside. Oh, and we see Quill coming across the map to try to deal with his biggest threat. Or the player he views as his biggest threat. These Onimushas have to react quickly, otherwise they will... This is going to be bad news bears for the Prime. Yep, we do see the Onimushas hurrying back. We see Prime trying to save his bills as much as possible. It's not going to be easy, but with good micro, once again, he should be able to survive this aggression, and having gone to TC already, this will help him stabilize his economy despite all this aggression. Though if he's getting all in, this isn't the situation you want to be in, to put lightly. This is the issues with being strong players. You're going to have a lot of people who want to get your number. They want to come out and they want to get themselves up in your base. Though these trickle-in regonomics for their military is not going to be what you want as Quill. This is actually quite an issue because you're basically throwing away resources. But you are idling the economy though, so it's not like you're getting nothing out of it, which is nice. That's 100%. That's good stuff. But I don't think it's going to be worth all the eco you're going to be just throwing away here passively. Once this is pushed out and this army is killed, then these Onimushas could be running into his base. And if all his military is just out here, just trickling in, then there's not a lot he can do to defend himself. And all this aggression is going to leave him more open to his neighbors. If Thromac decides to come for him and just go for a quick snipe, there's not a lot he could do about it. He doesn't have a bunch of military in his base. His economy is pretty open. He has very little defenses. Wood walls will die very quickly at this point in the game. So I would say he is far from secure, but he's weighing the risk and the benefit here. Is it worth trying to kill Prime as quickly as possible and weaken him up versus just trying to stabilize yourself? Now let's see what we got going on in the rest of the game. Over here in the north, we do see Sai has continued to slowly gather up his forces. He has decided to go floating gates. He's going on gold nodes. He's keeping himself there. Kind of a standoff here, it looks like, from Trips, who has decided to wall off her base between them, not wanting to fight and just continuing to get some decent little eco there. I would like to see a double TC from her, as she is Joan. Joan has the ability to give her stuff discount on food, which is that little pretty thing right there you see. That's a 25% decrease in cost to wood at the moment. And with 2 TCs, you can get a lot of bills out pretty cheaply. We do see that a Horde Keep is being prepared by Quill, but I don't think he's going to get it off. I think there's a lot of Onimushas that are here to defend that, but those horsemen may be enough to kind of push them back and whittle down those numbers. If you are Prime, you really need to start getting out some men-at-arms, some samurai. They can trade up into Cav really well. They'll beat these Ghulams, especially since they're unsupported with no camels to get their armor buff. So this military is not going to be doing 100%. And yep, that early aggro he put on Prime is now biting in the butt, as one of his neighbors has decided it is time to go harass his. So RPG Zombies Eco is going to be getting hammered here. The Onimusha spam still coming out. Oh, and we see this tower is continuing to cause some issues there, but not enough for Prime to worry about it. And Zombie losing his entire military. If this gets followed up by just a couple bombards, this will be the end of Zombie, his aggression leading to his death. Now this is dangerous. Sending 35 vills across the map to build a keep. If those get sniped out and you don't get your keep up, you will have lost a lot for no benefit. But if that keep gets up and he doesn't lose too many vills, it will 100% just be something that you're not going to have a lot to be able to handle. And he may have to abandon this forward infrastructure until he can get some siege up, which will really punish his food economy. Let's look at that. Yeah, 11, and a lot of that was that. So he's got that over there, but that's not going to be enough. Yep, and we're seeing the horsemen are riding down the Onimushas. He is doing his best to micro out that fight, but he's in a rough situation. A keep in his base, getting continuously keep dropped in multiple positions. This is rough. This is not the situation you want to be in if you are Prime. This early aggro just punishing him heavily. And yep, he's going to try to garrison to kill as many vills as possible. But this may be the end of Prime if no one comes to his rescue here. His neighbor seeming more than happy to just let Quill do whatever he wants. And if you're Prime, this is not what you want. Being tag teamed by 2 different players back to back. This is your death. Japan is a strong civ, but they will suffer against a 2v1 or a back-to-back fights. That gave no payoff. Yep. Your eco is basically shredded now if you're Prime. You're at 47 versus Quill's 135. Yeah, if someone doesn't start doing something about Quill, he will start running away with this game with that much eco. And taking out the strongest player besides himself will basically guarantee that there's not going to be anyone who can beat him 1v1 in the later part of the game. He is making himself into a true tyrant. Meanwhile, in the south, we see that Sandwich has pulled off of RPG Zombie. There may have possibly either been some sort of agreement for peace, or he just decided it wasn't worth just throwing knights around for no reason yet. Nope, it looks like he decided to pull back and wait for siege. Now we do see this army is continuing to sit idle. Right now, if you're Thromac, this is the perfect time to go snipe out Quill. He is out of his base, his villagers are out of place. Like, you have just a couple bombards, you could go through his base very quickly and remove a huge threat to you in the later part of the game. Getting Els back though first may be worth it. And we do see Shane surrender after apparently Sai decided to dent him in real dang fast. That is going to suck really badly. For everyone else, you officially have someone out of the game, and that is allowed. Sai now has the whole north corner. There's still 4 relics up there. There's multiple gold nodes. Like, Sai has now put himself into a really strong position. If he can wall off completely, secure his base, his borders, and half of it's already done for him, he will be in a stable position. Yep, and we see that Prime is continuing to struggle here, attempting to get military and hold on. He has now kind of been forced back to his floating gate. He's still age 3. He doesn't have the eco to safely age up at this point, I don't believe. So, yeah, his bank is gone. The mangonels are coming for him. Right now, your only bet is if someone goes in for the kill. And honestly, right now is the best time to get rid of Quill. Like, he is right now not a threat, or he's not able to like be a threat on defense because his army's over here. You see, what is this? Quill is at 50 military, and that's basically just that right there. He would have to sacrifice a lot of his eco to actually go in and like start killing. And if you wait until after the all this is done, then your timing's gonna be messed up. Yep, and we do see it right now. Dromac has decided to take this opportunity and finish off the biggest threat to him in the late game. And if he times this right, Prime will still die and he'll still kill Quill, and the 2 biggest threats in the game will be removed. Yep, just get up on those. Yep, and we see the siege is coming in. Mangonels going in. This is the problem with not defending your siege there. But honestly, he doesn't need that siege to burn down these buildings. If that army, he doesn't have the ability to get his army over here fast enough. Those are horsemen. They will not kill these men-at-arms. And honestly, yeah, just keep throwing men-at-arms into the grinder here. Defend with the crossbows, and Quill will die. He would have to lead all his military and queue up a bunch of stuff right now, and he would need some mangonels to kill this blob quickly enough. Crossbows are going to be free to just kind of kill whatever he needs. And Quill is, yeah, he's sacrificing eco to try and get this stopped, which it may be too little too late. He was too gung-ho to try and cross-map his opponent. And those men-at-arms will not die quickly from Dromac. These are HRE men-at-arms. They are tanky boys. If we go to look at one of their stats, 180 HP with 5 melee armor, 6 ranged armor. They got a fair bit of torch damage. Yeah, and this is over. There's no way I see that Quill revives this. His early aggression all in, causing him to lose to this. Now can he heal the Vills? Can they repair fast enough to make a difference here? The crossbows obviously should be focusing down Vills, and from the looks of it, I don't think he repairs fast enough. More men-at-arms are streaming in. He's got rams coming in, and he's going down faster than he's repairing. That is the end of the Quill. Once again showing greed will get you killed if you're not prepared to back it up. And cross-mapping an opponent is just asking for someone to take you out. And and now we see Arena is going to finish off Trips here in the north, thus securing that he will, if he gets the kill here, then he is guaranteed a place in the finals, as far as I'm aware with his rule set. And yeah, with Imperial, Stromac, and Sandwich are over here, it'll just be a 3-way, probably standoff to some degree. And honestly, if you're any of these players, you just kind of want to sit back and eco as much as you can. But obviously, Red Palace, a desperation play from Trips and Blips here, trying to get Red Palace up for defense. But with the Mangonels already in your base, or not Mangonels, the Trebuchets, the Red Palace can't stand up to that. But Phil's Joan arc does come in and save the day. We will see. She can knock those out pretty dang quick. Yep. And Joan getting her targets. Good stuff. We do see Sandwich is coming across the map, either to save Witching or to get the kill for himself. One way or the other. He may be trying to save Witching to make sure that Arena doesn't get the kill. Thus that helps him guarantee a spot into the finals for himself. But that Red Palace is already fully manned and ready to start sniping Knights pretty dang fast. Red Palace only really killable from Trebs, in my experience. And honestly, throwing this army over here is, I don't think this is going to kill fast enough. If it does, then, more power to him. But we'll see. Oh, yeah. Hold on. They're racing for the kill. Oh, this does suck if you're Arena. But if you get those Trebs over there, you may still get it. Red Palace so far standing tall, and it's going to be able to probably wipe out all this military left if they don't all turn on it right now. But I think the Trebs will be enough to finish it off. Because those Knights aren't going to kill it faster than it's going to kill them. Yep, and we see those going down. And honestly, you just wait. Who got the kill there? I think that came in from the Knights, so I think that kill technically goes to Ham Sandwich. That is going to anger Arena. He came in to try to get that kill, but we will we'll have to see in the after report, so to speak. With only 3 players left, it's going to be a race for someone to go in and kill everyone else, or it will be a wonder race, one of the two, simply put. I do not think that Sacred Sites are going to be the choice here, but who knows? Who knows? There is a bunch of relics still out here on the map, easy for the grabbing. There's 2 here, 1 there, 1 there. We do see all the ones in the north. Arena not caring to grab those yet. And, alright. What will be the choices of the players? Will they start denting off with each other, or they just kind of try and boom and go for a wonder race? At 30 minutes into the game, already all but 3 are dead. You there's not going to be a lot of resources. So, and anyone who does end up fighting is going to be letting the third player just boom freely. So at this point, as far as I'm concerned, it's a race to the finish line to try to see who can get the most resources as quickly as possible. Which I'm not sure what will be better. The economy of Japan getting the increased gather rate from farms from their banners, palace, the daimyo TCs, with the extra free gold and stone from gathering from gold and stone nodes, or will it be the HRE economy? And without the floating gate from Roost, they're not going to have an easy way to pack up a lot of stone. We're also not seeing Kremlin, or not Kremlin, Spasskaya, which would be your general defensive answer. Going high armory means he's planning on going aggression. Probably going to wait until one of them goes for Wonder or Sacred Sites, or for the other two to start fighting, and then try to snipe out whoever is left over. If he goes for a fight now, it may paint too much of a target on his back for a backstab. Romac has already proven that if you leave yourself open, he will come and get you. Now, what will be the response from these players? We do see a lot of infrastructure is getting built by Sai here. Getting archery ranges, getting stables. He's getting just loads of infrastructure. And I would like to see that wood line get fixed. This is hurting my soul, but honestly, we all do it now and then. It's fine. His food economy looking beautiful. And does he have any trade? I think he is going to not worry about trade and just use his really efficient bills. As I'm sure he has all his eco upgrades, he's going to be able to quickly just soak up all these nodes and get a lot of free resources from them. Honestly, the fact that he's on 119 eco and it seems to be increasing a little bit. We got Thromac with 104, and then we have Ham Sandwich who's on 111. Yeah, I would say probably the best eco is on Sai here by a long shot. He has the most bills, and his bills are very efficient. Meanwhile, we just see a massive men-at-arm blob. It'd be good. Yeah, he's got a monk in there. That should be healing up the boys. And we just see a lot of idle knights and Streltsy and Siege over here. It seems like they've all decided it is time to go for a wonder race, but none of them are so confident in their position that they can just drop their military, which, you know what? Fair enough. Though, Arena, you gotta get these relics, man. Or Sai, you gotta pick those up. You're letting resources go to waste there, bud. They're not gonna have a huge increase, but hey, if you got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from over here plus the 4 over here, that's 9, each giving like 60, 100, whatever the gold is. I forget off the top of my head. You're not going to be in a bad position. Yeah, coach doesn't specify. I think it's either 80. Yeah, either way, a bunch of free gold. Basically a free bill on gold for each one of these relics. And anything you can do to increase the efficiency of your eco is worth getting in. Like we see the Regnitz over here has got a couple relics. Does he have one in Elsbeck? He does not. Yeah, if you're Thromac, you need to be running around the map looking for relics. I'm sure there may even be some here in your old target space. Unless they didn't get any. And we're not seeing any. Nope. We see 1 here, 2 there, and then there is about 8 or 9 more throughout the map. So, right, 8. He's stabilized at 119 eco. What is Sandwich doing? 111 still. What is Thromac doing? Still 104. Yeah, it looks to be a pretty peaceful time period right now. Yep, we're seeing a wonder position probably getting secured here. And honestly, if any of them can get the wonder up right now, it's probably, yeah, Sai. With that stone bake, he is the closest to being able to get it. I do hate this though. This old wall that was queued up does not go away in the screen. So, yikes, 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 driving me nuts. But this is very common for FFAs. You'll generally see everyone setting up for their late game eco or for a castle rush, and sometimes even a feudal rush like we saw from RPG, which will lead to an early bloodbath, which will then just switch over to like a kind of a Mexican standoff. Anyone who goes to fight is just kind of asking to get attacked. Like, you start going out on the map, you're going to have someone else seeing you go up on the map, they're going to think you're fighting them, then, you know, it's just kind of it's a bit of a back and forth. And it looks like Sandwich has decided he is most concerned about the HRE here. He's heading out, he's got mangonels, a great counter for the blobs of HRE, and oh, that hurts. That will hurt. He's not on his siege, which means, that was a fight that you don't like to be on the receiving end of. And this is where something like formations can come in, be really helpful. If he was in line formation, he wouldn't have been so blobbed up. He would have got the surround, and he may have even been able to get some siege and either equalize the fight or possibly even won it. Because there's not, like, half the army went down, and fights are won exponentially, so little mistakes can really add up. So it looks like Ham Sandwich has decided his victory is death to the enemies. And you know what? We're thankful to him for giving us something to watch besides just 3 people booming. It is fun to see the aggression. We're seeing a minute-arm blob build up. Now, he 100% needs culverts. As the HRE, you have access to the best anti-siege unit, siege unit in the game. That is the Culverin, which will, one Culverin, these are gone in seconds. Not even a debate. But at the same time, Sandwich doesn't actually have a ton of bank right now. He can definitely maintain military pressure. 111 eco with this bank just means that he'll never really leave this area unless he really loses fights quickly. But as he's fighting HRE, which prefers more of a grinding playstyle, you're not going to have that issue. And right now, though, Thromac he needs to get himself some better gold. If he like broke down a section of this wall, hit a market up here, then he could be trading down to the neutral market, and that would 100% be worth it. He could drop off this food. Honestly, with HRE, this is enough food for quite a while. And yeah, he's making archers. Archers are probably there to take out the crossbowmen and the Streltsy, as they'll make quick work of those. But honestly, I feel like he needs Culverins more than he needs that. 2 mangonels with all those men-at-arms and 1 Culverin, he would win this fight. Or now probably 2 Culverins, so he can snipe out the mangonels quickly. All the while, we do see Sai Sakurazaka. It looks like he's going for a cheeky play, letting these 2 fight things out. He's going to try to go for the backdoor attack on Ham Sandwich. And honestly, if you're not using your military, it's kind of just going to be sitting idle and it's going to be wasted. You wait for your opponents to do what basically happened with Quill and Prime, and you go for the backstab. Now that is going to hurt. That's a lot of archers getting made into mincemeat. That is not what you want. That's what I'm talking about, where you need Culverins. If you're just letting mangonels rip shots into you, that's a good way to lose a game very quickly. Yeah, you may get 2 for his efforts, but I don't think he will. I think just 1 for all that fight, and that was a very poor trade for him. Yep, deciding to switch over into Spearman. This is the better play, as the Knights will die faster to the Spearmen. They're less costly, so if you lose them, it's not as much of an issue. And it looks like Thromac he probably begged for help, and Rohan has rode. We do see a bunch of Osutsus in that blob. 13, they can snipe out the buildings really quickly. So if they work together to 2v1, then this is probably Sai's game, as he has a very good bank. If he doesn't just waste armies here, and he continues to bank behind this, he should be in a very efficient... Yep, and he's getting some markets set up for some cross-map trade. Should obviously be down here. Get yourself another 20 gold. But hey, 140, 150, that's still good. And his wood bank is piling up. His food bank is piling up. He's luring the army away, and honestly, not a bad decision. You're scouting out your opponent. You're dragging out the fight from over here. That's giving Thromac a chance to build back up. And if you actually work together, you could kill him, Sandwich here really quickly. Now this hurts to see. Yeah, lost some military there at the beginning. Now see, we are seeing some flanking from horsemen here to get the Streltsy. Now I think the micro there needed a little bit more work, but it is keeping the Streltsy off of your more expensive units, like your samurai, thus allowing them more time to work, which means you can win the fight a little bit faster. And he should win this fight, forcing Ham Sandwich to devote even more military over this. And honestly, if you just pull back the Ozutsus at this point, ride them back up to the top, you won't be in a bad position. Like, all of the rest of this is very, you can afford to lose it. Now, you 100% need Thromac to also maintain some pressure. Otherwise, all this work you're doing is kind of being wasted. Now, getting the high trade house down, if you're going to throw away your military, not a bad decision, as that's a lot of gold per minute. And that's all free. That's not, nothing to scoff at, but I don't think he will. I think that push from Thromac is coming a little bit too late. But honestly, once again, if you're Sai, yeah, you're just kind of switching over into Eco. That's all you really need to do. It's not a big deal. Yep, he's going for Maso Zutsus. Probably they are from his Hanagashima Gunsmith. Yep, he used up his tickets for that. This is going to allow him a free blob of anti-buildings that can pierce through a base very efficiently. And if the armies are getting wiped by fighting into each other, then a bunch of free siege, basically, that can quickly, wipe out a bunch of infrastructure will do you a lot of favor. And honestly, as soon as he gets 20,000 resources of each, minus stone, he will be in a winning position. And there's still stone on this map. We have stone here. He gets stone from gold nodes. And the relics are still there. Now this really is grinding my gears. Not seeing those relics just being scooped up. Does he have any of them at this point? Let's see. Okay, he picked up 3 of them. That's something. He still can get one more. And then the ones over here. But hey, take what you can get, right? Now we see the Mangonel blobs from his opponent Thromac here. And he learned his lesson. Now, obviously, this blob needs to be attacking the Streltsy. That is what they can kill the fastest. Yes, there we go. And that'll get the most value out of your units. Yep, they're just going to go down. And honestly, at this point, you start diving the siege, and he wins the fight. Now, obviously, the fact that he's fighting into his opponent's infrastructure means that overall he will not win the grind, as he does not have the supply lines to maintain the pressure. But the fact that he took out as much as he did using a mainly spearman army is very nice. He definitely traded up with resources there. And the funneled military of spearmen, men-at-arms, rams, they're coming out. Meanwhile, Sai is continuing to just enjoy his fancies here. He's just doing whatever he wants, getting mass infrastructure, archery ranges, stables. We're seeing barracks. He is preparing for that Wonderhold, 100%. And honestly, why not? Everyone else is fighting. You're banking resources. If he didn't just drop that much infrastructure, he could probably continue to... He could probably wonder here in just a couple minutes. But at the same time, you do want the infrastructure. If you're fighting a 2v1, especially versus a Rus with high armory, you're going to be losing your military very quickly, which obviously means that you're going to be needing a lot of infrastructure to replace that army. And, yeah, we see the... okay, this is interesting. It looks like he's going to try and take a different route. If they push from different angles, forcing his opponents to split his military or to lose infrastructure and possibly even lose fights, that's going to be good for him. And it does look like the Roost player here, Ham Sandwich, has decided that he's going to go get those relics for himself. Finally realizing that they are there, and they are right for the picking. Once again, Arena, a.k.a. Sai, and missed out on a great opportunity there. Same thing for you, Thromac. If you guys watch this back, those could have been all yours, and all of you could really use those resources right now. Especially Thromac with as little gold as he has, with as much as he's pushing into this. The fact that he hasn't gotten trade is, oh, we do see knights have been placed on the market. That sucks for you, man. That is rough. But there is a neutral market right here. You could just set up something right here, and just trade up and through into that. Wouldn't be a bad decision. We do see the split push coming in. They're timing this pretty well. So whenever they fight, this will cause him to be out of place when this is coming in, meaning he's going to lose a lot of infrastructure if he doesn't win the fight very quickly. And honestly, this is the problem though. This was the blob that you really wanted to do work. Like the way it's just wiping out the infrastructure, even though half of them are dying, is that's solid. And yet we're seeing the Rams going in for the keep. We're seeing infrastructure being taken down, and this is rough. You got to respond quickly. But goes to show you, these blobs are dangerous. They'll wipe things out. Nice and siege, man. Nice and siege. For those who watched the finale from the last FFA tournament, it was a blob much similar to this, except trade out those elite men-at-arms for more knights that won the game, and won it quite handily. But honestly, your siege being this far out, and you're fighting spears and men-at-arms, which the HRE men-at-arms have a bonus to heavy, and obviously the spearmen have anti-cav. They're going to do a lot of damage to this army, more so than what you want to deal with. And yep, we see Sai. He's not too worried about his situation. He seems more than happy to kind of sit back and just kind of boom here. Continue. Like, he's not, with 134 eco, he is not feeling hard pressed. Though at this point, letting these guys fight it out, you're so close to the wonder yourself. Like another 5 minutes of just sitting back and you're going to be in a good position. Meanwhile, you got Ham Sandwich, who is now just all military with very little he's got a decent passive of gold because of hunting gabbins and high trade house and the like, but he's not actually sitting on a ton of income otherwise. If he loses this army once or twice, that's it. So you got to be really careful at this point if you're Ham Sandwich. And you don't want to throw away military because that's a waste in eco, but at the same time you need food to maintain military. Like, we got Thromac over here who's got amazing food. Now his issue obviously is gold. He has run out of gold nodes, I believe. There's one right here. There is one right here that he needs to be getting on those. This food, he doesn't need as much food. He needs to transfer over to a more gold income. Got the hiccup today, I guess. Now, here we go. See, this is the issue you're going to find fighting into Mass Mangonels. You are going to lose a lot of military very quickly, honestly. You just send the men-at-arms straight into the siege. Like, you don't, like, if the siege is not fighting, that's most of his army, and he can't fight, like, within, yep. He was worried about split push, so a lot of his military wasn't in position. He's going to lose a bunch of military he can't afford to lose. Oh, man, maybe he can as long as the fights are stable. Yeah, we're seeing split pushing here, a little bit of damage here and there, and honestly, just rams from every direction, really forcing the micro, making your opponent waste a lot of resources. That's not a bad plan. And now here is one thing you don't want. You might as well have your archer scoot and shoot a little bit. It's a little bit lapse on micro, but honestly at this point, like, that army is not going to do a lot of damage to Ham Sandwiches. So you're not going to be that concerned about it. Oh, and we see the blob is once again in his base, and a lot of his military is out of place. And if those, oh, he's going to continue losing bills. This is not something you can afford. And yeah, because damage, you're, that's like half your gold income right there, bud. This is a rough situation. And if these Ozutsus just started clearing infrastructure, he doesn't even need to worry about the landmarks at this point. Well, actually, yeah, going for the economy is also not a bad choice. You just kind of ride around, do what damage you can. Yeah, these Ozutsus would be better off just sniping infrastructure, in my opinion. If they wiped out all of this, that's half his military infrastructure gone, basically. But hey, honestly, at this point, if you're Sai, does it really matter? Like, at this point, the game is half his. His opponents don't have the resources to really push his wonder anymore. And we're seeing the Kremlin Gremlins come out for Ham Sandwich to try to stabilize his economy and his fights. And they will do some decent work. If just left unopposed, they hit decently hard. They have 19 damage plus 16 versus Cat. Like, they hit like a truck. Like, that's 19 versus the 23. That's obviously minute-arms are better, but on it, like, if you're just talking about just free military doing a lot of damage, it's doing it. We see even more Kremlin Gremlins coming out. This showing the strength of the Kremlin. Like, being able to summon out a free military when you're in the getting dogpiled on is saving his life here, because his military is dropping faster. He's not even able to maintain his pop anymore. At this point, if you're Sandwich, you're losing. His economy is only at 41, and he's not. A lot of that isn't even active. So this isn't where he wants to be. And see this right here, now this is starting to punish you. Not even having 6 units right now can help you win these fights more efficiently, and you would lose less units. Especially if they were coming in the back, for instance, if they were split pushing, if they were in the base harassing. Like right now, they could be right here, and there would be very little Thromac could do to truly like stop it, because his military is all being funneled over here. If he relieves his pressure at all, then Sandwich is going to have time to get his eco back in place. All the while, we see Sai is just, he is living pretty. He likes this lifestyle. He's just banking while the other two are just dirt poor. Feels bad, man. At this point, Sai has used his daimyo powers, his shogun powers, to force the blood feud throughout the lands. And no one's coming out a winner from this. Probably the player that'll make it to the finals here looks like it'll be Ham Sandwich and Arena, aka Sai. Oh, now this is, oh, that's all archers. This sucks. You don't have a way to really defend those archers. Those archers cannot kill knights. Like, yeah, they can do light damage, but full volleys won't even kill. Like, you just, at this point, pull everything back, fall to your keep, and just kind of, yeah, you're not winning this fight. At least you're throwing away a lot of resources unnecessarily. But at the same time, you're forcing Ham Sandwich to continue wasting military that he doesn't have. Like, he's desperately attempting to get his TCs back online. He doesn't have trade going really heavily. He's got 4 traders, and that's not bad. 102 gold. That ain't nothing to scoff at. But obviously, you got Sai over here, who's got how many? Let's take a look at this. 9 traders? Oh, only 9. That's not a lot. Or is that separate? Okay, hold on. I need to select him. 46. There we go. 46 total traders. Though that one seems to be having an episode of some kind. See, now this is why we play AoE4, guys. You know, it's so good. The graphics are amazing. Look how pretty that is. And then how can you complain about 3 traders just being stuck on a dead TC? Like, this is what dreams were made of, boys. Like, you see this? You don't need to worry about this fight. This fight, this is nothing. This right here, this is the quality content. Alright, now back to this. We see him pulling back Ozutsu. We do see that landmark got sniped. I'm guessing Kremlin was kept down again. And honestly, if you're Ham Sandwich, you don't even know what's going on anymore. Probably there's probably a lot of hatred at 43 eco with no bank whatsoever. Like, this game, he's out of it. Like, if all of these samurai just got on top of these bills and started wiping them out, there is nothing that they can do. Like, oh my gosh, this is bad news bears for the rest of the lobby. This level of bank, there's only a few players left. Obviously, Ham Sandwich, like, if Sai really wanted to finish this off, he goes 100 or like even 60 mounted samurai. He rides through the base, kills all the military, and then just lets Thromac do the rest of the lifting there. And it's just good. Oh, and he's finally realized that there was a knight on that trade post, or knights at that trade post, so he wants to trade. He finally realized that's the way. And if you're Thromac, yeah, trying to get some traders and get some gold at this point. That sucks. Oh, and Sandwich just throwing away a bunch of elite knights. That hurts. Honestly, at this point, though, Sandwich's ability to quote-unquote win the game is probably all but gone now. He does not have the bank to fight any of these players consistently. And honestly, like, Sai could probably, if he decided to kill any of them, like, just go all in, I don't think there's anyone that can really stop him. No one has the gold bank to produce enough siege to block what he could throw out at you. You can make spearmen and archers and horsemen for days, but the efficiency and strength of the Japanese army means that just throwing trash armies means nothing to them. Samurai by themselves with the bannermen will kill every wood unit in the game that you could throw out as HRE. Hey, okay. Once again, no culverins. The true chat play. Who needs seed, right, guys? It's all about throwing bodies into the grinder. If you throw enough at them, you can just win. Yep. Not even killing half the army here, but hell, if he's not making a point to Ham Sandwich that, hey, I can throw bodies at the wall, and it doesn't matter. I can throw them into the meat grinder, the pulverizer. I can sacrifice all day. How does it feel? At this point, that almost just feels like a flex. Meanwhile, Sandwich is just desperately trying to get out whatever he can at this point, military-wise and eco-wise. And honestly, just mass horsemen. That's all you need to fight him at this point. Yep, and you're seeing bills going down. Landmarks getting destroyed. That's, once again, proving that it really sucks to be a Sandwich. And see, that's the problem when you're a Sandwich. Everyone wants a bite of you. It's a common mistake, you know. You should never be a Sandwich. Now, personally, I'm more of a turkey fan myself. I'm not a ham fan. It kind of makes me sick to my stomach, but each their own. But, yeah, you'll see those samurais, they're putting up some good work. They're taking down knights. They killed a bunch of bills. Like, that was more than paying for themselves there in terms of what you're getting out of it. And honestly, with the knights going down, there's very little to protect the siege truly at this point. Like, if you're going, excuse me, guys. If you're going knights and horsemen, then like that's the, or not, if you only have a few knights and you're having to switch to horsemen, that's not a good situation. Meanwhile, Sai is playing it safe here, guys. 157 eco, just throwing out just enough military to be annoying. He's just keeping the pressure on. And honestly, if this continues, like, this is the death of Sandwich. It's a death by 1,000 cuts. Every time he tries to do anything, he's just getting whacked down. He's running out of wood. He's running out of food. He's maintaining some gold. Luckily, no one has stopped his trade, and but his hunting cabins have been getting destroyed. He's lost his high trade house, which is a lot of gold per minute. And he's just kind of banking on the 74 army and a lot of siege. And yeah, more if Rams start clearing out the infrastructure, personally I would send... Oh, here we go. We see the horseman ready to dive. Now this is the issue that you've been dreading, he realizes. The dreaded horseman tactic. These mangonels, they mean nothing. With horsemen on your back, this means nothing. And once the Rams are in, then you're forced to send in knights. And once you send in knights, the spearmen can fight. And once that is forced, the whole army must migrate. And if he times this correctly, these horsemen are coming in. Now you need to be pulling them back. You need to drive and pull the knights and the like away from the siege. But if it's not microed correctly, yep, you're going to lose all of it, and that is rough. Because now your army ability, like your ability to kill all of those spearmen, which spearmen, horsemen will wreck his entire army, is gone. Your keeps are falling. He does not have the stone to just throw away. Like, he may be able to get it back up, but he can't risk sending bills over here. This is bad. If you were Sandwich, luckily he does have the wood and gold to maintain some siege, but he can't get the if he's doing that, he's not getting infrastructure. And if he's not getting infrastructure back up, he will continue to slowly lose these fights. And now we are seeing elite mounted samurai backed by Ozutsu. This may be the nail in the coffin for him, guys. That's a Chad army. At this point, like, if those siege don't get out here fast enough to wipe out the Ozutsu blob, then you're going to be just kind of praying here. And okay, High Trade House going back up. So he has 2 landmarks left. He's got High Armory and his main town center. And he does have his mangonels now. Sadly, he doesn't have the ability to replace his army still because of his lack of food. He's attempting to get it back online, but that's a slow process. And honestly, he's using all his wood, attempting to get High Trade House back online to get him gold and to get him free food via the free deer. So he's not... man, if that siege goes down again, he will not replace it. That will probably be the end of it. And with a blob finally coming in again for him, I think this is the end of the sandwich. He will be eaten, gobbled up, spat out, swallowed back down, you know, all the things. It's going to be a messy business. Once again, clear out the infrastructure. This is a... oh, he doesn't even get to finish it. Now, this sucks. You're being attacked on both sides. You have to deal with the ones closest to your landmarks first. And that sucks because your knights, which could have dealt with the Ozutsus, are now going to be getting killed off. Same with the mangonels. And there's nothing to stop this mounted samurai / Ozutsu blob. This is the end of Sandwich. Like, he doesn't have the ability to replace the army. And as soon as he's down, that will be a wonder going up. And Thromac, he has some decent food and wood. He could make rams, horsemen, and all that. But at this point, with size bank, he can just delete all his eco, go full military pop, and that'll be it. Yep, that is the end of that landmark. And honestly, Sai may not even need the wonder. He could just go up and kill Thromac. The bank difference is just that intense, fellas. At this point, oh, you need to pull those Ozutsus back. That is not what you want to be doing with Ozutsu, having them in the front line. I cannot get his High Trade House back up online. The Knights are clearing out the archers. They will not die to this keep faster than what they kill this TC. And Sandwich going out on the Angel's wings here, boys. It's what happens when you're a sandwich in a dog-eat-dog world, boys. There is no survival. Everyone, they want a piece of the ham. Everyone wants lunch. All right. Oh, and that is it. All right, boys. That was it. Do we see the wonder going up, or will Sai go for the honorable 1v1 duel? Honestly, I would like to see the fight and not just a cheap wonder, but at the same time, I love wonders. It is my favorite way to win the game. If the game goes on for 2 hours and all I had done was bank resources, then I am 100%. And we see Sai Shurinder? That is interesting, to say the least. Don't know what happened there. Desync, or maybe he wanted to get... it was a deal between him and Thromac. He'll let Thromac win if he gets the kill. Thus, he is going into the finals. Possibly. We'll have to check the total unit kills real quick. We do see Sai has less kills than Samage. So it may be Samage and Thromac can make it into the finals there. I'm not sure, but we will find out with the next one. Thank you all for joining me today for this AoE preliminary tournament.